Today we're going to take a look at a place called Lymington. Lymington is based on the south coast of the UK, south coast of England. You can see that there, where the red marker is. So I'm going to slowly scroll in so you can give you an idea of whereabouts it's located in relation to everything else. You can see it's on the bottom edge of the New Forest, which is this green area here, which is all classed as the New Forest National Park. So it's right on the edge of it. Medium-sized town, has a population of around 16,000, give or take. It's a port town with its own quay, although not really commercial. It has 3 marinas and also a car ferry which leads from Lymington to Yarmouth on a regular basis, with a number of sailings per day, and a number of marinas. I think there's around 3 marinas within the town, and that obviously adds to the wealth of the town, having those marinas, because it's not cheap to have a boat moored. Like I said, it's on the edge of the New Forest, which makes it an ideal destination for holidays and weekend breaks. And that leads it to, back in a few years back now, it led to a TV programme where they worked out that one of the best places to live within the UK was actually Lymington. Hence the house prices around it is also reflected in that, because it's bloody expensive to live around here. First sort of details of Lymington being in existence was back as far as 6th century BC. So on the outskirts of Lymington there was a mound, if you like, and that's where Lymington was. It was recorded in the Domesday Book in the year 1200, and it was then known as Lentune, Lentune. Back in the latter part of the 18th and early part of the 19th century, it had a fairly strong military presence within the town, and it also housed a number of foreign troops which were opposed to the goings on in France and Holland at the time, and the Spaniards causing havoc. And hence the amount of, if you look at local people and local names, the amount of French or Gaelic names that spring up and that have been around for a good few years. It's got a market on a Saturday, which if you're ever down here on a Saturday is well worth a visit. It's a good market and it runs the length of the high street. It's a very good market. Lots of independent traders, which most markets are, but it doesn't sell a lot of tack, you know. It's a very good lot of local produce, meats, cheeses, breads, you know, all that type of thing. Very, very good indeed. So it's definitely worth a visit. There's pros and cons to being a relatively wealthy town. Yes, the town benefits from having money coming into it, having money living within the town. But the downside to that is there is also a little bit of snobbery, which was played out when Argos tried to gain planning permission to open, or gain permission to open up a shop on the high street. It was refused, with the notion that it would lower the tone of the high street if Argos were to open up. Yeah, crazy. A few years after that, Witherspoons tried to open. It was again refused because they didn't think that a Witherspoons type pub was needed or required, and that again would lower the tone of the town and the high street. However, they appealed, and they then ended up winning and opened up the Six Bells, which is here, which is at the top of the high street, and have been extremely successful, purely simply because some of the pubs in town are ridiculously expensive. I've bought a pint which has cost less in Covent Garden in London than it does to buy a pint down on the quay. and that to me is just outrageously expensive. Yeah, and I was up London recently. We went up, well, probably about a year ago now, and we were just outside Albert Hall, and we went for a pint in a pub, and again it was cheaper in there than it was in my town of Lymington. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. So that gives you an idea of how expensive it is down here. We're going to start by coming into Lymington from, there's a number of ways that you can get into South Lymington. Across the forest, which brings you across the bridge down here on the right. Down the right, you can come in via Southampton, or you can come in along the south coast from New Milton. So the way that most people will come into Lymington is from Southampton Road. So I'm going to switch over now to satellite view, and then I'm going to go on the street view, and I'm going to pop you down on Southampton Road, coming down the hill and into New Forest, into Lymington. There's a garage around there, and a co-op, and an industrial estate. So we're going to go under the bridge and up towards the town, and we're going to start at the top of the town and work our way down to the bottom of the town. So this is going around. This is effectively like almost like a ring road, or the outskirts of Lymington now. First pub you come up to is the Monkey House. Good food in there, and lots of outside seating during the summer. Heading on in towards the town. Fair amount of parking. The only time it gets really busy is during the summer, but especially on market day. Get in here early if you want to find a space nearer to the town. Okay, so come up to this set of traffic lights. Police station is back there on the right. We're going to go straight across here. If you want to go to the bottom of the town, you would turn left at those lights, but we're going to go straight on down here and start at the top of the town and work our way down. This is still called Southampton Road. It's a little one-way system here. There's a couple of pubs here. Thomas Trip, which is now closed, unfortunately. They've closed down. There's a pub on the left, which is there, which is in this view closed down, but it's actually reopened and been refurbished. Can't remember what it's called now. So as we come down here, this road splits into two. Right takes you out towards New Milton, and left takes you into the top of the town and down the hill. So we're going to go left, and this is really the very top of the high street. As you come down, there's another pub up here, King's Arms. King's Arms, just get a quick mention of the King's Arms really. First Saturday of every month there is a Armed Forces Breakfast Club meet there, which is hosted by the King's Arms, and they're very supportive of us. A good turnout. Anyone that's served is welcome to come along. So please, if you're in the area, even if you're just visiting the area, come along. Saturday morning, starts around 9 o'clock, I think it is. Yeah, 9 o'clock. Everybody welcome. So big shout out to the King's Arms there for looking after us so well. They've been absolutely brilliant, and the Armed Forces Breakfast Club has gone from strength to strength. The numbers there that turn up now are it's just brilliant to see. Really good, and it gives support not just to the King's Arms, but it just gives us as ex-serving soldiers, airmen and seamen, just gives us a little bit of a camaraderie. It's good to see. So anyway, moving on down the town, there's a number of, all these are independent shops down here. Good Indian there, Bravaz, very nice in there. Marks and Spencer's Food Hall. Before we turned into the high street, there was a Waitrose, That gives you an idea, you know, you don't have a Waitrose and a Marks and Spencer's food hall if there's no money about. Also, we have a fair, sorry, go back, car park. As we come on down now, you'll see, there's Wetherspoons, 6 bells. It's nice in there. Excuse me. It's nice in there, and it's right next to the church. So on a Sunday, when all the people that have complained about lowering the tone of of Lymington, complained about the pub, they have been known to frequent. Strange world we live in. So on down through the High Street, War Memorial. Post office used to be there, but now that's a shop, and the post office is tucked away down a little alleyway now. So down for the High Street, so lots of independent shops. Mountain Warehouse, and I think there's a Millets underneath there. Got Peacocks. More independent. Oh yeah, we've got a Poundland. I don't know how that managed to get through planning, but it did. Boots, Elliott's. There's we've got a Costa, Clark's. We'll have a look to see how old this is. This video, this clip now. Yeah, that's the old bus depot. Used to work in there. It's now closed and it's being redeveloped. It was empty for about 3 or 4 years, I suppose, really. Whilst they, again, planning was the problem of what they could and what they couldn't do in there. Yeah, I'm not even sure what it's going to be now, to be totally honest with you. So going on down the High Street, more independent shops, Waterstones, Starbucks, Hotel, Blue Pig, or Angel and the Blue Pig, Smith's on the right, White Stuff, Holland and Barrett, Tesco's, little Tesco's Metro. Again, lots of little independents, few more cafes. A load of independent shops down here, and you've got a rather nice hotel here on the right. Stamford House, think of the name there. And this is really, we're coming to the end of the High Street now. A few more independents down here, apart from Crewe, they're not independent. But another good Indian. So we're just going to go on round to the left here to start off with, just so I can finish off. Rather nice little Italian bistro type place there. And this takes you out to the, I'll just take you down to the train station. So if you do come in by train as well, Lymington's quite lucky, it's served by train station and also a ferry terminal, so you can, it's fairly easy to get into, and you can see the bus station is some down here as well now. Train station straight in front of you. So come back out of here, back up the hill. We're going to head down towards the quay now. Back in left, this is the way we came. Another little car park back there on the right. There's a room for about a dozen cars, so you'd be lucky if you get in there. Stop about here, because pedestrian only, going down there, cobbled street. And if you get down to the bottom where that White House is and turn right, it'll take you down to the quay. But we've obviously got to go the roadway. I'll take you along there. Lots of lovely little old houses along here. This is the old part of town. We're in there. Old part of town. Captain's Row. This is where the old captains used to live. Turn left down here. Again, some lovely houses all along here, but you're going to have to chop an arm off to pay for them. Sell a kidney, I don't know. So we're going out under the quay now. Again, there's more parking down here. Short stay and a long stay. And there's also toilets on your right. So again, some lovely houses. Parking. Another pub. And it has some decking and outside seating around the side there. But it's a nice place to come down. And if you go back up this, this is where I said, when we look down that cobble street, back up here, and literally back up to the top where the cobble starts. And if you walked about 2 minutes further back up the high street, I should have shown you on the way down, there's a fish and chip shop. So it's really nice, get us fish and chips, walk back down under the quay, sit out here, look at the boats, and get attacked by the seagulls. Lovely. Great British tradition if you're watching this from abroad. Dodging the seagulls. So yeah, has been known to flood. It does, in fact, it does flood. There's some gates that go up on a high tide. We've had a couple of occasions during the winter when the high tide was very high. There've been warnings, and the tide has come up, and they've had to put the barriers up. So from here, we're going to head down towards the Royal Lymington Yacht Club, which is straight down this road, and the outdoor sea baths, which were, I think, if I remember rightly, were first opened up in the I think it was the 1830s, something ridiculous, something really early like that. Still going strong, been revamped recently, but still salt water and still unheated and outdoors. So you've got to be pretty hardy to get into there. How far we can get down. Royal Lymington Yacht Club. More toilets. I don't think we can. No, we can't get any further than that. So that really is saying loads more car parking. Round the back of there, if you park around there, there's an entrance into another pub, the Mayflower. So that really is Lymington. You can just see the ferry coming out there. Goes up Lymington River. That's Lymington River as it comes in. So if I zoom out of this, we are at the moment. There's the swim bus, which you can't see, but we're basically stood around there. And you can watch the ferry go in and out. Ferry terminal is across the bridge and back out along that road. And that to the right is the New Forest. So that is Lymington. I hope you enjoyed the trip around. The rest of it is really, the rest of Lymington is residential and industrial. There's a few industrial units, nothing too much, but most of it is residential, to be honest with you. So not a great deal to see other than that high street. But like I said, best day to come if you want to come and have a look around Lymington is on a Saturday, because it's market day. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button. But you know, hopefully you liked it. And if you want to see more of my virtual tours and a bit more of me doing what I do for a day job, which is driving a truck, take a look at that. And I also do like a little bit of cooking. I like the odd beer with me cooking, so bear with me on those. So yeah, thumbs up if you like it, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.